Hello everybody, welcome to the big preview show. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done one of these because it's been a game every 2 to 3 days. It's difficult to put this type of video together on a week where Amazon excelled. Thank you very much for everybody who took up our offer. Obviously, we're in partnership with Amazon, so loads just took that up. Thank you very much. It helps us as well as you guys getting it for free. You may as well use it for the Man United one as well. And also, the free tickets just went down a storm. It's upset a lot of people. Yeah, a lot. But coming up on tonight's show, we've got Fordey. Yes, we'll have Fordey who is back, and he'll be bringing you his verdict on Newcastle playing Burnley. And then we've also got Mr. Paul Rutter. He'll be bringing you looking at the opposition. Obviously, Burnley conceding a lot of goals of late as well. And of course, we've got our man Dan South. We've got Owen, that was a horrible accent, who'll be bringing you a combined 11. Let's just say there's a lot of Newcastle players who appear on that. No spoilers going forward. So let's move forward into the first part of the big preview. It's our man Fordey, friend of the channel. Over at you, fella.
Right, guys and girls, it's preview time, the time when we make predictions about football that don't usually come off because we know nothing all about football. Kind of like what Lee does every single week. Only joking, bro. Right, Burnley coming up next, 13th versus 11th in the table. Bear in mind, we're ahead of them. Who would have thought it? But yes, we're ahead of Burnley in the table. And you know what? We're doing all right. We're doing all right. The same can't be said about Burnley at the moment. They lost their last 3 games, I believe, and they got absolutely spanked in their last one against Tottenham, 5-0. So we're kind of going in this with the upper hand. Obviously, we're away from home, so again, that plays a part in it as well. Burnley play that very direct, aggressive football. And again, if we're missing out on ASM's presence, that is going to be a major blow. Everything that we do comes through ASM or in some way or another. Even if it's just a chance that's going close or the goal itself, most of it comes down that side with intent of coming through ASM. So he's going to be a major loss. Miron's still struggling for his first goal. I think this will be grey by the time we find the goal, or he finds the back of the net, sorry. And same with Joe Linton as well. So for me personally, I would go with Carroll. Hopefully he can manage 2 games in the space of a week. I know he couldn't do that in the space of 4 days, in terms of starting, that is, by the way. So for me, I would go with Carroll to start off with, but again, I think we still want to give Joelinton that extra little chance just for him to finally find the back of the net again before, we're all dead and left this channel, or left life itself. But anyway, that's a bit morbid. Anyway, getting back to the game, what am I talking about? So, for me, for ASM, Atsu comes in to replace him. That's quite simple. And then for me, again, in terms of form, it's got to be Carroll, because Carroll and Shelby's, they've got some sort of connection at the moment, which is working very well, especially in the last 2 games. So it makes, for me, a no-brainer. In terms of Burnley, 2 players that I would look out for, it's got to be Dwight McNeil on the left-hand side. He supplies a lot of the goals for Ashley Barnes and especially Chris Wood. But Chris Wood's the one, for me, who's in some sort of form every time I do watch Burnley on the odd occasion, mainly on Match of the Day, not in real life. So those are the 2 main threats that I would say to look out for. Me personally, I'm feeling a bit confident, as you would. So I'm definitely going to think that we're going to get a win, but it's going to be a close call. It's not going to be no 5-0 demolition like they had last week. So for me, probably be like a 2-1 win, a goal from another defender, of course. It's not like our strikers can score at all. But yeah, that's for me. 2-1 win, and yeah, may the run continue. European football, baby.
What are you on about? I don't know what I'm talking about. Who the hell are you? You always has a little dig at me, didn't you? Didn't you, Fordey, all the time? Nah, Fordey's good banter. Fordey will be at the Manchester United game with me on Boxing Day, so there'll be a bit of friendly banter between the two of us, of course, as well. But yeah, he's optimistic, and rightly so. Newcastle are absolutely flying at the moment. So thank you very much for Fordey. He's optimistic. I think we've got to go there and get something from the game. I think we will as well. Obviously, I know he's mentioned about ASM. That's the big worry for me because he's a real outlet. I don't think Burnley would have fancied playing against him. So Christian Atsu's obviously, for me, he's going to come in. Don't think Joe Linton will be played out wide. I'll be very surprised if Bruce does that. But if you like these type of videos, of course, remember we've got a fan subscription over on our Facebook page. We post private stuff on there, yeah, stuff that you didn't see on YouTube. We've also got to tell you what's coming up on the channel, so you'll be the first person to know. And of course, we'll also throw stats out there and graphics and stuff which you don't see anywhere else. So head over there, it's free to come on over and just have a little browse. And if you like it, help us contribute. It's a small fee to pay every month if you think it's worth paying that. Let us know. Right, going on to the second part of today's preview. So, this is Mr. Paul Rutter. Not in a van, no, surprisingly. Not in his car, no, it's bloody me who's in the car. And Paul's going to be taking a look at Burnley. Over at you, Mr. Rutter.
Last season we went down there and we won 2-1. I remember it more for the facilities at Turf Moor, or lack of, therefore, facilities, and the old tent that's there outside, which houses the majority of the away fans. It really is like stepping back in the time warp, but what a well-run club they are under Sean Dyche. He's produced miracles. He's got literally champagne out of lemonade money time and time and time again. They are beneath us in the table. They're currently sitting 13th with 18 points and a -8 goal difference. 4 points behind Newcastle. But no doubt about it, this is going to be a difficult game. We are third in the form table, which is a bit of a surprise to myself. We're just behind Leicester and Liverpool. Do not think for a second it's going to be an easy ride. Had a couple of difficult games recently. They played Tottenham, got smashed 5-0. We all remember it for that Son goal. Before that, they played Man City. Again, destroyed. They did get on the goal sheet. I think it was 4-1 that particular game. Before that, the more alarming result, I think, for them, and it's a 2-0 loss at Turf Moor at the Palace. So we need to take inspiration from that if we at all can. And then obviously before that, they did get a victory against Watford. So they have started the season, pretty well, and then tailed off. Newcastle, polar opposite. We've had a bit of a ropey time here and there, transitioning, all the off-field stuff affecting us, and we've now picked up a little bit of form as of recent. Danger men, obviously, they've got a few. They're a well-established, well-oiled Premier League team now, regardless to whether you think it's right or wrong. Burnley are in the league. We've got Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood. They're on 6 goals each. Jay Rodriguez, who is a decent Premier League striker as well, 3 goals up top. So they do have goals in the team. We need to be careful about that. If you look at some of the statistics, it's actually a lot closer than what you would think. And I was actually quite surprised based upon the statistics to where they are and where we are at the moment. But if you're looking at, for example, the goals scored, they've scored more goals than us. Conceded, obviously they've conceded a few more, but that's not going to be helped with the games that they've had recently. The crossing percentages, they are better at crossing than us. The statistics will tell you they're 27% to our 23%. But we are more accurate when we've got the ball. We do more with it at 73% to their 68%. Passes, they will probably have most of the ball, most of the possession. If you're looking at the passes so far this season, they are around about 400 passes ahead of us at the moment overall. So obviously we need to be wary of that. And again, very similar on the tackle percentage rates and everything else. We're very, very close, literally to a T. So I think it's going to be a difficult game, this one, to judge and call. I think Newcastle can obviously come out and win it, but it is going to be a tight thing. It's what Newcastle turn up, what the injuries do. Obviously we're going to be missing a few ourselves, aren't we? They as well are going to be absolutely fired up. No doubt Sean Dyche will have been in them like a flea in the ear, literally pounding them in training, wanting a reaction, demanding a reaction to the recent slump in form, and he'll be confident going into this game that he'll be able to get the points off Newcastle, but we need to be confident as well. 2 pretty evenly matched teams all in all going at it. There's going to be small margins that decide this one. It would be, but it would be fantastic if Newcastle could repeat last season's 2-1 success when the goal that decided it was obviously Kieran Clark's, wasn't it, in the end? But yeah, like I say, difficult game. I'm confident. I think we can do it, but it just depends on what Newcastle turn up. I think we need to keep it as tight as possible as well, for as long as possible. They will play their 4-4-2 variation, no doubt about it. we will play obviously the three at the back, the two wing backs, the two older midfielders, the two players just behind the central striker. So it's a different contrasting formations as well. Let's hope Newcastle can keep it, like I say, 0-0, close to half time, and then look to use the extra pace, our counter-attacking flair, as it were, that we've showed recently so well, and Newcastle to get the 3 points. That is the hope. But like I say, Burnley, absolutely no pushovers whatsoever.
Yeah, I've got to agree with him. If you look at Burnley, you think long balls. Barnes might not play, and hopefully that doesn't. I know Rodriguez will probably come in, but they are going to go long. We know what Sean Dyche brings, as Paul's just touched upon there. Great manager, fantastic. He deserves to be in a higher role for me. Maybe he should put his name, I know he's turned down Everton in the past, but maybe he should put his name in the hat for that. Who knows? I think he's outgrown Burnley personally, and Burnley fans won't thank me for that. But I think Dyche is a fabulous manager. I'd have Sean Dyche at Newcastle any day of the week, I really would. But we know what we're expecting. It's going to be 4-4-2s, Paul touched upon. It's going to be long balls. They're going to be strong at set pieces. But, like I say, they're conceding goals left, right and centre. And as I said earlier on, which Fordey touched upon, that there's no Alan Saint-Maximin. I'm a little bit worried about that, because although Alan Saint-Maximin his final end product isn't great, I know he gets you from A to B really, really quick, and Burnley would have hated that. Atu's more of a grafter, which is probably what you want maybe in this game. Let me know in the comments down there below as well. Right, thank you very much also for all yous who took up the Amazon. You know, if you want to get anything for Christmas, totally different this. If you know anyone who wants a Toon shirt, we've got loads of retro stuff that are on there. Maybe it's something to get them a bed sheet. Maybe it's curtains. You know, everybody loves curtains on this channel. Maybe it is, I don't know, maybe you just want to get someone a FIFA game. Have a look at our Amazon store. You get a few bargains on there, and Amazon are running a daily, what's the word I'm looking for? Reduction. Come on, Lee, get it out. Reduction coming up with Christmas. And if you have took up the Amazon offer of watching the free games, you'll have Amazon Prime, which means you can get a next day delivery for free. So shut up, Lee. Move on, Lee. Right. Owen, our man down Bournemouth, a long distance away. Owen, over you with a combined 11.
So goalkeeper, it's going to have to be Martin Dubravka. After assessing the situations with Burnley's goalkeeper, I mean, Nick Pope's an England international, and he's a very top quality keeper, but I feel like Dubravka has the edge over Nick Pope. So Martin Dubravka is the clear option for me. We are going with a 4-4-2 system. At left back, I'm going to put Jetro Willems. If you look at Burnley's left back options, they've got Peters and Taylor. I do quite like Charlie Taylor. He's a tough tackling left back. He reminds me a lot of Paul Dummett. But he doesn't quite make the final cut here. So Jetro Willems is the man at left back. Two centre halves. It's a bit of an interesting one, because Newcastle have some brilliant centre halves, as do Burnley. I mean, Ben Mee and Tarkowski for Burnley are incredibly good. You have to look at Newcastle centre halves and what they've done this season. The depth we have and the quality we have as centre half is incredible. So it is two Newcastle United centre halves at the back here. It is Federico Fernandez and Fabian Schär who I'm putting at the back. You've got tough tackling in Federico Fernandez and a little bit of flair in there with Schär. No rhyme intended. At right back, I'm going to put in DeAndre Yedlin. I was going to put in Manquillo, but Yedlin, why not? I mean, this is going to be a full Newcastle United 11, I swear. It's not going to be, don't worry. Lowton is Burnley's right back, and I don't think he can really cross a ball, and he's not particularly quick and doesn't provide much to Burnley's system. Burnley's back four are quite defensive. Their full-backs don't really bomb on the pitch. I know Eric Peters likes to on the left, when he's at left back, but yeah, DeAndre Yedlin at right back, that's who I'm choosing. On the left wing, I'm choosing Dwight McNeil, the first Burnley player to make it into this 11. Really promising youngster. It was good at the end of last season. He's had some good moments in the Premier League. I feel like he's struggling a little bit this season. His numbers aren't quite what they expected to be, but promising. Has a lot of flair. Left-footed, which is, I think, is quite a nice thing to have on the wing. But they play him on the left-hand side so we can whip early crosses into the box, etc. So yeah, Dwight McNeil fits in on the left side. The two centre mids I am choosing are John Joe Shelvey. It was a tough one between Burnley's midfielders. Look at Danny Drinkwater. I know he hasn't really hit the ground running at Burnley. He's only had one Premier League start for Burnley. In the end, I went with Hayden, another pair of Newcastle United players in there. I feel like we do have overall better players than Burnley if you look at what they offer to the team. And on the right wing, it can be no other than saint-maximin. You look at who Burnley have got who can play on the right wing. Johan Berg Gudmundsson, Aaron Lennon as well. These players, Gudmundsson I rate in particular. I think I'd take him at Newcastle United as a depth player, possibly, but nowhere near the level of saint-maximin. Saint-maximin is a different gravy. Hey, you and the headband, you are different gravy. So he fits on the right hand side there. And two strikers, if you look at Newcastle's options of striker, Carroll, Joelinton, Mutu, Gale are not as good as Burnley's, unfortunately. Look who Burnley have at striker: Jay Rodriguez, Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes. So it's going to be Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes. I think they're a really good strikers pairing to have. I really do enjoy watching them together. There is a typical English football, Brexit football, as some people like to call it. I don't know. Some of the things they do is a bit, target man. They score goals. That's what you need in the Premier League. They score goals. They're prolific. My combined 11 there, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you agree or disagree, put your thoughts down in the comments.
And there we have it. A predominant, is that the right word? If I said that right, predominantly a Newcastle 11. What do you reckon? Is that unfair on Burnley? Should more of their defenders got in? Should more of their midfielders got in? Obviously, it's a very much a Burnley attack and it's a combined two league. How are you? Get it right. I'm struggling tonight, people. I am struggling tonight. So, that is it. That is a wrap. Thank you very much, Owen. Predominantly in Newcastle 11. Do you agree with him? I think a couple of Burnley players extra should have got in there. And of course, we've got Mick Lowe's coming up on the channel. We've got Mick Lowe's off the field stuff. And me and Johnny will be at Burnley. So it'll be me and Johnny going to Burnley, us two in the car. And we'll bring you all the reaction from Turf Moor when it happens. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. Let us know your predictions, your scores in your comments down there below. Have a good night. Ta-da. We'll be right back.